Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of the Pokemon Club at the Champaign County Library. We are going to talk about how to make a Pokemon deck. If you understand how to play the game, that will help. At some point I might cover a video on how to play the game. But with the making of decks, it's a lot of fun, a lot of creativity, but there's a lot of rules that you have to follow in order for everything to be fair for when you play. So you need to have a good deck of cards to play first. Just playing the game with a random amount of cards and type of cards won't make the game very fun, and it won't help you play the rules by the game either. So I have some example cards here, some energy. We got Golbat here. I'm not really a big fan of that Pokemon. He kind of freaks me out a little bit. So anyway, there's some ground rules. Covering the rules, every Pokemon deck must have exactly 60 cards in it. So you can't have 61, you can't have 50, you can't have 1,048. You can only have 4 copies of the same name card. So if I wanted to put 5 copies of Golbat in there, I could not do that. You have to have only 4 of the same name. If you had 4 Alolan Ninetales and 4 regular Ninetales, or Ninetales V, that is technically a different named card. So you can actually include 4 of those types each in your deck, which is nice. So you can't have like 4 Pokeballs, you can't have 4, or you can't have more than 4 Pokeballs, Ultra Balls, etc. for all the cards. There are basic Stage 1 and Stage 2 cards. So that says Stage 1 there, so it says you need to have Zubat. So of course you need to have Zubat in your deck if you wanted to play Golbat eventually, if you wanted to play this card. If you wanted to play Arcanine, which he has a good, pretty good ability there. We'll talk about abilities in a second. You have to have Growlithe to play him, right? So you can't just throw him in your deck and then expect to play him. If you want to follow the rules, you got to stick to that. When making a deck, you got to think about it like a recipe. If you ever helped your mom or dad or grandma make some cookies or make some homemade pancakes or whatever, I don't know. You got to follow the recipe, right? You don't want to put hot peppers in your cereal in the morning, right? Same goes for a deck. Try to find cards that go well with one another. Focus on a couple Pokemon that you want to be your main attackers. So maybe I want to have Golbat and Arcanine be my main attackers, Then I would want to try to focus around what makes this work, what makes these cards work together. You would want to do a good ratio of cards. So what's a good ratio? So ratio means like a good balance. So just like a recipe, you don't want like 4 pounds of sugar in something that's gonna create like a 1 pound dessert type of thing. So you want to have around 15 to 20 Pokemon, and you want to have maybe about 8 to 10 of those be basic Pokemon. So that helps you on your first turn. You have to have a basic Pokemon to play. So we got Trubbish there. He's really sad. Super sad. Because he's a bag of garbage, literally. You actually want to have 25 to 30 trainer cards. So you actually want to have most of your deck be trainer cards, surprisingly, because those help you get what you need done. So like Training Court says, once during each player's turn, that player may put a basic energy card from their discard pile into their hand. So that's really helpful to getting energy cards in your hand. So you want to use as many trainers as possible to help your deck do what you want it to do. And then the rest of that deck you want to use for energy. So can't find my energy cards even though they're right here somewhere. There we go. So you want to have those to play, your attacks. You got to have those in your deck because, for instance, if you wanted to play Wigglytuff, you got to have a psychic energy to play to make your opponent asleep. So there you go. Now, you want to have Pokemon with special abilities too, because then they'll help you out automatically. You pretty much want to make your play as easy as possible. You want to be able to defeat your opponent as fast as possible. So this one says, Sky Circus, if you played Bird Keeper from your hand during the turn, ignore all energy in this Pokemon attack. So that's really helpful. So you would want to have Sky Circus in your deck, of course, to play this card, if you want to use this card. But you want to have ones that have abilities, because they just make things easier for your deck. You can have up to 5 Pokemon on your bench, so you want to make sure that you have Pokemon that are helping your main attacker, whether it's drawing cards, whether it is attacking somehow, or protecting even, adding... There's some Pokemon that add HP to your active Pokemon, so all of that's helpful. So why these numbers that I mentioned there, the 15 to 20 Pokemon, 25 to 30 trainers, and then the rest to be energy? It's somewhat of a random game, and it's all about luck of the draw, really. Trainer cards help you get the cards you need when you need them, so having almost half of your deck being trainer cards is very helpful. And then why so many basic Pokemon? Like I said, once again, you want to make sure that your first turn you're throwing down a basic Pokemon. You don't want to have to reshuffle your deck. And you actually don't need a ton of energy cards. Usually around 10 to 12 is a good amount. Even most professional decks play like 8 or 7, but they use cards that help them get those energy cards back if they need them out of their discard pile. There are lots of trainers that can make your deck function, and you don't have to worry so much about drawing energy or drawing cards by luck. Those cards help you not draw by luck. Just make sure you have the right types of energy to pull off the attacks of your Pokemon, right? If you want to do bite, you have to have a double colorless energy. Whoops, I'm knocking down my background there. I knew I was going to do that during this video. There we go. You have to have a double colorless. That would make it the easiest way to play that one. So double colorless energy cards are usually ones that you should include in your deck. Ones that help you draw cards like Cynthia, Professor Sycamore. I'm not even sure what cards are relevant now that let you draw things. Any card that lets you search your deck for a Pokemon and energy or a specific trainer card is always very helpful. If you need more tips, there are a ton, and I mean a ton, of Pokemon videos on YouTube on how to make a Pokemon deck and explaining how to play the game. Most of these guys are on the professional level, but you should be able to find some guys on YouTube that aren't so complicated and don't give you cards that cost a bunch of money as suggestions as well. So hopefully you guys found that fun and interesting. You guys have a good one and stay safe. Also, you should totally read, this is at the library, you should read Horizon Sun and Moon Volume 1. I loved it, so please check this book out. It is a lot of fun to read, and it's all about Rowlet and Lycanroc, which I enjoy. So anyway, have a good one.